Greetings ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mangs and I welcome you guys to yet another Mangs Monday, this time for the 4th of May 2015. We have a lot of things to cover in this show, so please kick back, relax and enjoy the show. In today's news and update segment, I'm going to be talking about a show made by the YouTuber Gas Station called the Fire Emblem Monthly Hackers Digests. Instead of talking about it, I thought I'd just show you guys the intro to the show itself.
What's going on, guys? Gas Station here, bringing you the latest news in Fire Emblem ROM hacking. If you're unfamiliar with Fire Emblem hacking, worry not. It's exactly like you'd expect. People from all over the place, and by all over I mean mostly North America, and by mostly North America I mean the United States, take the engine of Fire Emblem and transform it into something else entirely. New stories, characters, gameplay, the possibilities are endless. And thanks to the diligence and will to push ourselves to new heights, we continue to grow. Well, that's enough of a PSA, so let's get right into it.
I watched the whole thing and was very impressed by the work and effort put into this by Ghasts, and this is something that I think should interest everyone involved in the hacking community. I'll throw a link to this video as well as Gas Station's YouTube channel in the description below this video. Then I'm going to talk about some news for the upcoming Fire Emblem game. While these aren't exactly brand new, I had no time to make a Mangs Monday when the newest trailer was released about 2 weeks ago, so I'm going to do it now. By the looks of it, there will be two paths for the game to take. Either the peace-loving Hoshido or the glory-seeking Nor. I'm sure both sides will have their reasons to fight the other, but it sure kinda looks like the Nor are the aggressors here, and they're definitely depicted as the bad guys of the game, which kinda allows you to choose between good and evil, which I actually like. The dancer chick you get, which is apparently not the avatar, but a Lord-type character, will change her garments depending on the path you take. I'm not sure if we're going to have like a branching route splits, like Fire Emblem 6 did, like in the middle of the game, or if you make your choice right away. According to the developers, the routes will be extremely different and feel like two different games, which, you know, sounds very promising. To be quite honest, it's a rather difficult choice because, well, I've already decided. On a serious note though, I personally feel like the Hoshido looks boring and generic as fuck. The Nor seems to have some personality to them, and I really enjoy the boobstrap cat lady and Canvas 2.0. I think it's going to be quite emotional for a lot of people to fight and potentially kill characters from the opposing side when they've gotten invested in them. I certainly hope the game takes a darker route than Awakening did, and I definitely feel like Fire Emblem as a game is 10 times better when it's allowed to be a little dark and gritty, though I suppose Nintendo might want to make the game family friendly, so. So far I still can't formulate an opinion on the game until I've actually tried it myself, though I definitely look forward to trying out a brand new Fire Emblem game again. And then we come to the part of the show where I highlight a comment which made me laugh this week, and this one definitely goes to Lord Tullus, who wrote a poem on part 21 of my Fire Emblem 8 Let's Play. And I shall read it out. Poor Phantom, he will be missed. Did he pay his ransom? If not, Mangs is pissed. The Devil Axe has 31% chance to backfire, minus your luck. Its cap is almost always 30, Berserkers too. The fuck? So to keep the Devil Axe true to its name, it always will backfire, hence the great in fame. Knoll summons more phantoms. Yes, woohoo! They will come back. They always do. Volter goes down without a special quotes. You should have used Cormag, so why did we vote? Still on our way to save Renee. The twins will have fun that night, or so they say. You get an applause. Well done. Well done. So in today's featured Let's Play segment, I am actually not going to be showcasing one of my Let's Plays, but rather a new series on another channel, which impressed me so much I simply just had to show it. A guy named Model Omega has made a beginner's guide to Tracia 776, where he explains the complex game mechanics, and also well, he's only made one episode yet, but he's also going to be making a walkthrough of the game itself, by the looks of it. I'm not sure if he's going to do the entire thing, but he released episode 1 recently, where he covers the first chapter, and this is some of the best Fire Emblem shit I've seen on YouTube so far. He goes into great detail about each character in the game. He talks about where to get things from villages, how each character works. He explains the PPC, the leadership stars, you know, all those really complex and weird mechanics that Tracia 776 has that might put off new beginners. And in my opinion, he's doing a great job of showcasing the game, getting it out there, and getting people interested in playing it, because I really feel like everyone who's new to Fire Emblem should really go back and play the old school games, because they really are amazing. So this segment goes out to Model Omega and his Tracia 776 Beginner's Guide. It is definitely worth a watch. You can see it in the background right here, and I'll be throwing a link to his channel as well as this video in the video description. Go subscribe to his channel and like his videos, and tell him Mangs sent you. Yes. Then we come to the part of the show where we'll showcase a sexy lady, and this week we're going to talk about one of the characters in the upcoming new Fire Emblem game, Camilla. Better known as Boobstrap Cat Lady, Camilla gives players an incentive to pick the path of the Nor. With an alluring hourglass figure, large bouncy boobs, long purple hair, and those adorable things on her head which resembles cat ears, Camilla is pretty much this game's Tarja, aka the goddess of fanservice. She's already depicted in tons of fan art on the internet, despite the game not even being released, which leads me to believe she'll be a controversial character. She'll most likely be equally hated and loved among the Fire Emblem community. Personally, I love me some fan service, and I think Camilla's design is freaking gorgeous. They really hit spot on here. If she is romanceable, people will go into a waifu frenzy for sure. So here is the Boobstrap Cat Lady. I'm certainly looking forward to her confession. Then we come to the part of the show where we read some mail, and the first mail comes in from Lord Tulus, and he writes, "Dear Mangs, I am one of your more recent subscribers, having been with you since September of 2014. I found your Fire Emblem 1 Let's Play and I got hooked. I started watching you in June the same year, and 3 months later, I created a YouTube/Google Plus account and decided to stick with your channel. As I continued to watch your Let's Plays, I especially enjoyed The Last Promise, I felt like it was making me more of a Fire Emblem fan than I already was, and in the past year I felt really depressed, worried and frustrated due to some local issues. Since February they have gotten resolved and 2 anchor weights have been lifted off my shoulders. The point here is that while depressed, your Let's Plays gave me some joy and laughs that I could not obtain from those closest to me. In spite of all this, you have since September become my favorite Let's Player, and I thank you for your efforts to continue making videos. You seem to be a very funny guy." Okay, that mail brought a really big smile to my face, so thank you. Before I go and answer your questions, I'm just gonna be talking very briefly about what you mentioned here. I too have coped with depression, and what's so terrible about being depressed is that often the people closest to you are powerless to help you. In my situation, I was extremely depressed a couple of years ago, and the people, my best friends and my family, they could do nothing to help me. I didn't have energy to do anything. The only thing I wanted to do was play Fire Emblem and watch YouTube videos, and I too found some respite and some peace by watching YouTube videos and particularly following people on the internet, and that actually helped me get through my depression, and I'm really, really glad that the videos that I have made have helped you in some way. It really makes this whole thing very worthwhile to me, and I'm really glad that you continue to stick with me, and yeah, all I can say is that thank you for your kind words. It really did help a lot. Alright, so now I'm going to be answering your questions. 1. Do you plan on doing a Zeppelin run anytime in the future? It's basically an all-flyer run with a few special rules. The best Fire Emblem games to attempt this type of playthrough are Fire Emblem 7, 11, and 12, if you're interested. Yeah, I actually heard of the Zeppelin run. Not particularly. I don't really see the fun in this. It would be fun if I could make my main character, aka the Lord, a flyer. But because the Lord is never a flying unit in these games, it kind of loses its appeal to me. Because what I would love from a Zeppelin run would be to speedrun. And if I want to do that here, I'm gonna have to carry the Lord with me on a flying unit, and that just doesn't sound very fun. Who knows? Never gonna say never, but it's probably not gonna be very likely. And 2, what happened to your Dragon Age Origins Let's Play? Just curious is all. Well, I removed about 5 parts because, you see, I recorded the first 7 or 8 part or so on my old computer. Then my old computer crashed and I was stuck with a laptop for about 3 months. And I actually recorded about 5 to 6 episodes on my laptop, and they were really poor quality because it wasn't a gaming laptop and it wasn't made for recording or gaming. And I wasn't happy with the quality of those videos because they were really low resolution and extremely laggy. So I removed them because I wasn't happy with the quality. I often do that with a lot of my videos. If I am not happy with them, I will not take them on my channel. I will delete them rather than having poor quality videos. And yeah, I just removed them, and ever since I've just been busy with other projects. But if I ever find myself in a situation where I have no Let's Plays that I want to do, I'm gonna go back to my Origins, or Dragon Age Origins Let's Play, because Dragon Age Origins is one of my favorite games of all time, and I really think that I should have a completed Let's Play of it, because it is really that good, and I think that it would also be something that people would enjoy watching. So I might actually really consider going back to it during the summertime, because during the summertime I have a shit ton of time to record videos, and that sounds like something I would definitely love doing. Alright, thanks for reading this, and I wish you the best. Sincerely, Lord Tullus. Thank you, really, for this mail. I really appreciated it a lot. So the next mail comes in from Caroline, and she says, "Hi Mangs." Oh, hi yourself. "I have a couple of questions for you." Okay, so I'll take my time and answer these one by one. 1. What is your favorite Fire Emblem hack? My favorite Fire Emblem hack is Midnight Sun. No competition at the moment, although I certainly hope some other hacks rise to the challenge very soon. 2. Who is your favorite Fire Emblem babe? Well, you see her on this picture, Louise. There is really no competition. Camilla is quickly moving up the ranks, naturally, but I don't think she'll be able to compete with Louise at the end of the day. 3. What was the first Fire Emblem game you played? That is Fire Emblem 7. That was the first game I ever played, Fire Emblem game I ever played, and shortly after Fire Emblem 6. 4. What famous cosplayer would you like to see portray a Fire Emblem character, and which character would it be? Ooh, this is a tricky one. I think I'd definitely love to see Tasha cosplay as either Tarja or Camilla. I think she'd be fucking fantastic as those. Or Jessica Nigri as Louise. That would be pretty fucking sexy. That'd be fucking amazing. But there's no way she'd ever cosplay Louise, because Fire Emblem is not a very known game, and she only does mainstream cosplays. But I could definitely see Tasha cosplaying Tarja. That could definitely happen, and I hope it will. 5. Can you think of anything better than boobs? Tricky. Maybe like a perfect pair of legs on a very, very slender, tall woman. That could definitely be better than boobs. But they'd have to be very, very good-looking legs, because boobs are still pretty much one of the best things in the universe. Kisses and hugs from Caroline. Thank you. It was an entertaining mail. So the final mail comes in from Gregor Aubrey, and he says, "Hi Mangs, it's great to see that you are continuing this series. My question this week is about the upcoming Fire Emblem game for 3DS. You didn't like Awakening, so what gameplay changes need to be made for you to like the new game? Thanks as always, Gregor Aubrey." Well, I recommend you go watch my What Fire Emblem Awakening Did Wrong video. I made a pretty detailed video where I listed pretty much everything I think the game did wrong. However, I'd like to talk about class balance, and that's something that I think the game definitely should pick up on. Because we pretty much have had the same classes throughout all Fire Emblem games, and they've pretty much not changed in their utility and usefulness, which have led to some patterns which actually quite annoy me, and a lot of hackers have picked up on this and actually made changes in their hacks to balance out the classes. And I think it's mind-blowing that Nintendo haven't yet picked up on these things, because not that I think Nintendo plays hacks, but I think, like, for example, take archers. They've been in the game since Fire Emblem 1, and they've been equally bad in every single one. Archers are just garbage. They have low base stats, they can't retaliate in melee, and they're locked to bows, which is by far the worst weapon in the entire series. I think archers definitely need to be fixed, and how to fix them? Well, it's pretty easy. You firstly implement short bows with 1 to 2 range. The hand axe version of the bows, pretty much. A lot of hacks have done this, and I think it's freaking amazing, and just implementing that one weapon increased the archer usefulness by a whole shit ton. Then, you need to give snipers some sort of advantage over the mounted archers, and my suggestions is to give snipers +1 range, so that they have 2 to 4 range. So that they have 2 to 3 range. My bad, not 2 to 4, that would be absurd. So they can fire at things 3 tiles away. You could just call the ability Snipe or something. It would be really good, much better than the fucking True Hit skill from Fire Emblem 8, that's for sure. And maybe bring back Ballista Men, the long-ranged ones. Slow-moving guys in ballistas that can fire on things far away. That'd be really fucking great. I also heard a really cool idea from Arch, the designer of, and the founder, I guess you could say, of Libyan Knights and the new Fire Emblem 1 hack, which I can't remember the name of. Arch had this great suggestion that healers, like clerics and troubadours, should use their resistance stat in place of their magic stat to heal. Why, you may ask? Well, once you promote a mage into a sage, and that sage can suddenly wield healing staves, that sage suddenly becomes just as good as a healer as your clerics and troubadours, because sages by default have more magic, so they heal more. Once you get their staff rank up, which doesn't take much effort, you pretty much have a guy that can both fight and heal better than your healers. Which is kind of ridiculous, which is why Arch had this brilliant idea to let healers use their resistance stats to heal. And what you could do is you could give all healer classes increased resistance growth, and perhaps decrease the resistance growth of the sages and such, so that when you promote your mage into a sage, let's say that sage has 10 resistance and 20 magic, and your healer has 20 resistance and 10 magic, then your healer is still a lot better at healing compared to your sage, but your healer won't be as good as fighting as your sage. And I think this was a really good suggestion that definitely should be picked up on. I also feel like mounted units are way too powerful in all of the games. And yes, they're on horses, maybe they should be more powerful, but like social knights, or cavaliers as they're called, have both really good base stats and great superior mobility, and they can use a lot of different weapons, and when they promote to paladins, which they do in most games, they pretty much just become the best units in the game. Like, paladins are the undisputed kings of the battlefield, and I think that's a little bit silly. And I think perhaps taking away the mounted unit's ability to benefit from defensive terrain would be a very good thing to do. Like with flying units. Like, you stick a cavalier in a forest, he doesn't get increased avoid because he's still on a fucking horse. Whereas a infantry can hide behind trees and such, which I think would be a very nice addition. I also think that Myrmidons and Swordmasters in particular are very weak compared to heroes, even though they get a slight crit boost. I've always fancied the idea of giving Myrmidons a skill, which allows them to use some of their skill to get as bonus damage. That way, skill will become more important for the Myrmidons, as it should be, and it should allow them to do a lot of damage. And, you know, give them some advantage for being sword-locked, because swords are, you know, the worst weapon in Fire Emblem. Axes and spears are always superior, because you have the ever-powerful hand axe and javelin. I also think that Pegasus Knights are garbage, and they're way weak compared to the almighty Wyvern Knights. Either Wyvern Knights need to get nerfed, or Pegasus Knights need to get buffed. That's really all I want to say about class balance. If you really want to watch my entire perspective on what Awakening did wrong, again, I recommend you go watch my video. I'll put it in the video description if you haven't seen it yet. So that's all we had time for today in the mail section. I do believe I had some more mails, but I really can't do more than 3 per show, because the mail segment is by far the longest segment, and it would be just insanely long if I read all the mails I got. So I might do some from last week on the next Mangs Monday, but please continue sending in more mail. I really do enjoy responding to it. It's really fucking amazing, and you guys are fantastic. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, we end this Mangs Monday. Hope you guys enjoyed this show, and really can't promise you when the next one will come out, only that it will sometime in the future. And yeah, please consider leaving a like and a comment if you enjoyed this show and you want to see more Mangs Monday. That is always a good way to do it. And as always, my name has been Mangs, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.